Hi everyone, it's time for another update. First of all, as always, I'd like to thank everyone who supported the project, both on Patreon and via PayPal. There have been a couple more supporters since the last video, so thank you very much for that. It does all make a difference. So what was I showing last time round? I was demonstrating frame buffer, showing data being streamed out of SD-RAM straight onto the screen, which was the first step towards some RTG support. So yeah, I'll show you how much further I've got with that. So I'll just hide that and bring up the screen mode preferences. What you're currently looking at is a double NTSC workbench, AGA 16 colours. And if you use any more than 16 colours it starts to get really slow. So instead I'm going to, before I do that, I need to actually launch the monitor driver. Right, now we've got some more screen modes. Let's try 720 by 480 8-bit, so this is effectively the same resolution as I'm already using. Only it's now being done in RTG mode rather than through the AGA chipset, so we've now got 256 colours with pretty respectable speed. So the big clue that this is RTG rather than AGA is that Birdie seems to be scrambled on the window pattern thing, but that's not a major obstacle. There may be a way around that. Newer versions of either P96 or Birdie might fix that, I don't know yet, but we'll see what happens. So yeah, that was 720 by 480. Now we have 800 by 600. Fix the screen colours. What else have we got? 1024 by 768. Eventually, there we go. Fix screen colours. And yeah, that's still not bad performance wise. The absolute maximum I can do, all those so far can do either 8 or 16-bit, although actually I've changed it from 16-bit to 15-bit, I'll show you why in a little while. All of those modes can do either 8-bit or 15-bit. This mode is 1440 by 900 and it absolutely maxes out the SD-RAM even in 8-bit, so I can't do 16-bit. It also looks more than a little bit fuzzy. And the reason for that is simply that it's using a 100 MHz pixel clock, which is really not what the Chameleon's video output is designed for. The Chameleon is designed to give an authentic looking video output from the Commodore 64, and part of that, I don't think it was actually deliberately designed to include low pass filtering. I think that was just a side effect of the way it was put together, but there is effectively a slight low pass filter on the video output from the Chameleon, so the net result is that when you look at this kind of screen mode it's a little bit fuzzy. But to be honest, at 1400 by 900 the performance is starting to degrade anyway. You wouldn't really want to be using this screen mode. However, 1280 by 720 that's a different story. In 8-bit, 1280 by 720 is quite a usable screen mode. And yes, it's a little bit fuzzy, but it's not bad at all. So yeah, that's where I'm at with the RTG support. What I will just do, I said I'd explain why I changed it from 16-bit to 15-bit. So just bear with me one moment. So I've just changed SD card here. I have an issue at the moment with getting the core to reboot when you change SD cards. I will figure that out eventually, but for the moment just power cycling the Chameleon and picking the core again from scratch isn't too much of a problem. Now this card's using an HDF file rather than using a partition on the card directly, so it takes a little bit longer to boot because the first thing it does is index the HDF. Okay, this one boots. This is a Workbench 3.1.4 installation. Currently boots straight into 800 by 600 mode. I'm just going to mount the SD card, and the reason I'm going to do that is because I've got an HDF file sitting on the SD card which will be used by ShapeShifter. And this is the reason I changed the RTG screen mode from 16-bit to 15-bit, because it's a better fit for Mac emulation. And due to constraints with space in the FPGA, I don't really want to implement both 15 and 16-bit. So given the choice, it's a fairly straightforward choice to make. So here we are. That's Mac emulation, 15-bit colour. So yeah, that's where I've currently got to. Hopefully I'll be able to do a release fairly soon, because I've well, there's enough new stuff now that really ought to be out there in the world being tested. And so yeah, I'll aim to get this released fairly soon so other people can have a play with it. Thanks for watching. I shall see you next time.